Hello everybody and welcome back to more of the NCAA 14 Dynasty, and here we go. I'm so excited. I don't know if you can tell. I'm so excited, but here we have a game coming up against Pittsburgh. You can check out some recruiting stuff here. Again, not too much has really changed. I've, upped some points into some guys who needed more. If we're trailing behind the schools, I put some more points and taken away points with guys that we have rather large leads with. So there you go, such as Donald Simmons right there. He doesn't need as many points because we have a pretty gigantic lead on the next school. And it looks like with some of these guys, nobody else is going after them. So that's actually pretty good. I have added defensive tackle John Jordan, outside linebacker Chris Cleveland, center Dwayne James, and halfback David Dixon. Since we have some more points to give, with some guys committing to us and some guys committing to other schools, so we have less recruits. So you can check out those guys. But the big one that I want to look at is David Dixon. He's a 5-star halfback. He's the number 4 halfback in the country, and it looks like nobody's going after him. Based on the points, nobody's trying to recruit him. So I'm going to see if we can get him, and maybe he'll be the replacement for Tyree Lee once he graduates after next season. So we'll see how that goes. But next up, we've got Pitt at Pittsburgh Heinz Field, where they share with the Pittsburgh Steelers. As you can see, it's a beautiful evening. Sun is shining just as it's getting ready to set. But there you go. You can check out those defensive stats. And we'll be getting underway shortly. And hopefully maybe make it 2 wins in a row. Coming off our first win, hopefully we can make it 2 wins in a row. Alright guys, opening up the game with the first drive. It's Old Dominion, and typically we've been getting the ball first. I've pretty much never won coin tosses, which doesn't really matter, but the computer always seems to pick a kick. And there you go, Tyree Lee on the first play of the game. No gain though, coming off his great performance of 200 yards and 5 touchdowns, record-breaking against Bowling Green. Now hoping to have similar results against Pittsburgh, and Antonio Vaughn comes across the middle for 10 yards. And I was happy about that because it's a first down. So who doesn't like first downs? I don't know about you guys. But then finds Antonio Vaughn again, a tight fit for that throw into coverage. Kind of dangerous. But Taylor Heineke's gotten a little bit more confident over the past couple of weeks with his throwing. In this case, he's going to find Larry Pinkard after coverage was tight. He rolled out and gave his receivers time to find some more space. So this drive is looking great. 2nd and 9. Heineke finds tight end Connor Martin for about 7 yards on the play. Sets up 3rd and 2, a nice short yardage situation on 3rd down. We always like those, and Tyree Lee's going to cut this one back to the right for just enough yards to give us a new set of downs. And Tyree Lee then another little run here to set up 1st and goal. Now 3rd and goal, Taylor Heineke runs a little option, and it's clean. A clean run into the end zone and a beautiful drive to open the game. A very, very long drive. Nearly took the entire first quarter. It was a 6.5 minute drive for the Old Dominion Monarchs. It was crazy. But here, Terrish Webb for the Pittsburgh Panthers, a dangerous wide receiver and a guy to look out for. But the Panthers are without their number 1 wide receiver, and it seems like a familiar situation when we played Bowling Green, who did not have their number 1 wide receiver. But here, Julian Randolph gets the Old Dominion school record for most sacks in a single season. He has 7, and he can add to that total if he keeps his performance up, but it's not going to help with our coverage playing so bad. Tyler Boyd, a 38-yard catch, and our coverage still has been rather horrific, to say the least. There you go, Isaac Bennett, 12-yard touchdown run, and Pittsburgh is on the board with about not even a 2-minute drive after Old Dominion scored on a 6.5 minute drive. So there's a difference in how you play the game. But then Tyree Lee gets just completely blasted in the face, and he doesn't know what's going on, but he fumbles it, and the ball is, of course, recovered by the defense, because it's never recovered by the offense. It doesn't ever seem like it. I don't know. I don't know what it is about that. But anyway, Pittsburgh's going to take the ball now and try to capitalize. 2nd and 10 for Mr. Savage. And he's going to find Ronald Jones. I don't know why, but I just keep wanting to call this guy Ben Savage as quarterback. I don't know. Quite honestly, I'm just going to call him that the rest of the commentary. Terrence Webb again. This guy is just ridiculous. And you're going to see his name called a bit more throughout this game. But first, they're going to get into the end zone for a 3-yard touchdown from Tom Savage to Tyler Boyd. My goodness. 14-7, and things are not looking too great for Old Dominion until this play happened, and then Tyree Lee said, forget this. I'm not going to fumble the ball. I'm going to run for 20 yards, and I'm going to punch the grass. So there you go. Taylor Heineke sacked. Not a good time to run play action, as it took a little bit too long to develop. And then 3rd and 21, going to go long. And Antonio Vaughn had that one. He really should have come down with that catch, but no cigar. Luckily, the defense would actually hold Pittsburgh to a 3-and-out. And the defense actually coming up with a few stops in this game, surprisingly. But Heineke tries to force a pass when it was unnecessary. And it gets picked off. That's what you get for trying to force a pass. And it's things like that that continue to hurt Old Dominion in trying to come up with a victory. So there you go, Terrence Webb again, and it's 3rd and 3 for Pittsburgh with a minute to go in the first half. Tom Savage back to pass, and it's picked off by Malik Johnson after it was dropped by the receiver. I don't know how this happened, but great awareness by Malik Johnson to scoop that one up as it almost hit the ground. Kind of looked like it did hit the ground, but I'm not going to complain about that one because it would be an interception and possession for Old Dominion, luckily. So 2nd and 6. Taylor Heineke would like to get his team down and to at least field position. He finds tight end Gerard Shillo for 15 on the play. Tyree Lee gets the handoff here on 2nd down, and he's going to get about 8. 20 seconds now to go in the first half. Heineke back to pass, looking to find Larry Pinkard, but Pinkard gets the butterfingers, and, well, that kills any hope of trying to score before the half. So Pitt has one final heave deep before halftime, and it's picked off by Andre Simmons, who's going to get a return here. Does he have enough in him to get it all the way? He can't quite beat out all the players that were trying to get him. So halftime, 14-7 Pittsburgh.
Hi everybody, glad to have you with us on the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 Halftime Show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Reese Davis, Dave Pollock here in the studio as always to lend a little perspective to what just went down in the first 30 minutes. Both offenses in a charitable mood, and it's a good thing that we've got the Hall of Famer Brad Nessler in the booth, because it's a little bit of a workout to hit that right voice inflection every time you have to say interception or fumble or something. You know, you got to sell it.
Yeah, and I feel bad too for the guy next to him. How about Herbstreit? My goodness, talk about inept quarterback play. I guess he might be familiar with that. I'm not completely sure. But
wow, that's a flag. Personal foul.
Offense is just donating the football to the other team. Jeez, Herbie, that's got to pain you a little bit.
Herbie, I still have your jersey in my office. David and I will stay locked in on everything going on in college football. It's going to wrap it up here in the studio. Just about time to get you out to your second half. Brad and Kirk ready with a call.
All right, here we go. Opening up the second half, it's Pittsburgh with the ball. Running out of the I formation on 1st down, and Savage rolls out to the right a little bit, trying to find somebody, and coverage is perfect across the board. Chalk that up to a coverage sack there, because that was beautiful play by the defense. And Savage is going to look deep on 3rd and 13, but again, coverage very solid. There's Malik Johnson again getting in the action, but Old Dominion's next drive would completely sputter out, so it's back to Pittsburgh football. 3rd and 1, right around the 45-yard line, and here it is Tyler Boyd. And if he hadn't run out of bounds, he had enough gas to probably take it all the way, because the defense is a little slow on that play. And then Terrence Webb out to the sideline, 14 yards. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers, back to pass again. Savage is going to find J.P. Holtz, and they do like their tight ends over there. Do like their tight ends at Pittsburgh, don't they? 3rd and goal, though. The defense is holding on 1st and 2nd, and actually they managed to hold on 3rd down to set up a 4th and goal. It would be a field goal for Pittsburgh, so 17-7. It's still anybody's game. Here's Tyree Lee goes off to the right side and gets about 13 yards on the play, but following a 2-yard loss by backup halfback Colby Goodwin, Larry Pinkert is found over the middle for 18 flippin' pancake yards. So, for the first time, Old Dominion sets up in a Wildcat formation. Lee at quarterback. Colby Goodwin gets the handoff. He's going to throw it back to Lee, and Lee's got all this green to run with. Great blocking, and he has got a touchdown of 34 yards. Colby Goodwin throws a pass, and it was actually a screen play here. As you can see, Colby Goodwin nearly gets hit, and the ball launches out of his hand ridiculously. And Tyree Lee, nobody saw that play coming, so it's 17-14. A field goal separates these two teams. And Old Dominion has actually been playing fairly well throughout this game, not giving up too much defensively, forced some turnovers. And 2nd and 10 now, but they got to come up with a stop, and Isaac Bennett trying to shove off the defender. And it's a fumble recovered by the defense. Old Dominion manages to force another turnover. It would be Pittsburgh's 3rd turnover, but it would be reviewed and overturned as his knee was down before the ball came out. Well, this time J.P. Holtz fumbles the ball on a reception, and it's recovered by the defense again. Oh my goodness, and they would review this one too, and in fact, his knee did hit the ground before the ball comes out, and that would be that. But Pittsburgh would be forced to punt it away as Holtz did not cross the 1st down marker, but Tyree Lee gets the handoff off to the left side. He's got all kinds of room to run. Nobody can catch him. He's gone. Touchdown of 80 yards. First play after all the fumble fiascos. Tyree Lee says, forget about this. I'm going to take it 80 yards to the house. And he has been hot in the last couple of games. Nobody can stop him, especially in the second half. We are now in the 4th quarter. Old Dominion leads 21-17 with under 5 minutes to go. And Javon Neal lays a gigantic hit on a poor, unsuspecting Pittsburgh player. That's just horrible. Well, actually, it's pretty fantastic. But on 3rd down, Isaac Bennett is stopped for a 3-yard loss, and that would end Pittsburgh's drive. And now, Old Dominion has a chance to put this one in the books. If they can score a touchdown, they could put this one away. Tyree Lee gets 12 yards, and it would be kind of an upset. I mean, Pittsburgh's not having a very good year. They come into this game 2-3, 1-1 in their first year in the ACC, but they're having kind of a down year. But there, Heineke sacked, and that would end the drive effectively. And now, with 2 minutes to go, Pittsburgh pinned deep in their own territory, going to find Terrence Webb. And this is a drive they need to score on, and they need a touchdown. A field goal basically gets them nowhere. Savage is going to look deep, and he's going to find Jones on this play. How did he get that? Where's the coverage on that play? That was terrible coverage. And then Terrence Webb again. This guy's just been eating the defense alive. Unbelievable. 1st and 10, a minute 23 to go. They're going to run a little halfback screen, and, well, Isaac Bennett's going to go in untouched for a 14-yard reception. And the lead for Pittsburgh. They will take a 3-point lead with a minute 15 to go. Now Old Dominion has 3 timeouts, so they can go down and get at least a field goal here. Heineke fits this one into tight coverage and finds Antonio Vaughn. 2nd and 7 now. Heineke back to pass, and he's going to look nearly intercepted off to the left side. Next play, 3rd and 7. Going to look for a halfback screen to Tyree Lee, but the defense reads it all the way. Unbelievable. So 4th and 11, and Old Dominion has to go for it. There's no choice here. Heineke thinks he has Connor Martin, but does not see the defender there, who picks it off and ends the game. And any hope of an Old Dominion comeback to win at the end of the game is dashed. An unfortunate way, but a good game nonetheless. Pitt is a good team. They're in a power conference, and I did play them pretty well right down to the end. An unfortunate interception ending it thanks to Jason Hendricks there. He gets player of the game honors. But if you look at Colby Goodwin's quarterback rating, it's just because he threw 1 for 1 in a touchdown. But that play was pretty awesome. But Tyree Lee, 160 yards on the ground, a touchdown, and he has been lighting it up the past couple of games. Unfortunately, couldn't capitalize on the win in this game, but the defense actually played a pretty consistent game throughout, despite that last drive that Pitt just went right down and didn't seem to care what happened. Savage, 18-28, 286 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And I've pretty much got the quarterback accuracy working how I want it to. Because remember, guys, how high we were seeing completion percentages. I've finally got it leveled out. And I really got the game playing exactly how I feel it should be. It's very realistic, fun, and not ridiculous. So there you go. I did level up to level 4 at head coach. I put it into locksmith, my next one, so I unlocked the next tier of recruiting skills. And then also our coordinators leveled up to level 2. So yeah, I'm putting it into roadblocked, which is better run defense, and I'm going to put in my offensive coordinator, I'm going to put more points into, or another point I should say, into ball security. So we have better ball protection, less fumbleage. That'd be great. Thank you. So, NCAA Players of the Week. Jason Hendricks, unfortunately, we have to see that guy be the Defensive Player of the Week. Why? I don't know. He did have a pretty good game, though, I guess. And we'll get our first look at the BCS rankings here. Oklahoma State opens at number 1, Texas A&M 2, Washington, Clemson, and USC in the top 5. Not too many huge surprises here. It's been pretty standard. I mean, you know, look at Georgia Tech 7-0, but they're not getting a lot of respect. They're only 16th, so they've got some ways to go. And Florida International 6-0. Look at that season. If you guys remember, they were my nemesis in the Western Kentucky Dynasty. But you can check out the rest of our schedule. We actually have 2 very winnable games coming up against New Mexico State and Idaho, so stay